Why should Sterling residents re-elect you?
I have been attentive. I have been single-minded. I have been focused on one thing, and that is making sure that at all times Sterling is getting the most for their money from a supervisor and beyond, above and beyond that performance that they would expect from an elected official. I've been delivering that for 10 years.
I want to ask you about Concora.
Yes.
Where do you stand on that right now? What still needs to be done?
Well, it was revealed last night for the first time that an agricultural department loan, a Department of Agricultural loan, could be available for building the stadium. It's only been done in a few other locations in the country. I mean, half a dozen locations very successfully built baseball stadiums in rural areas. After the census goes away, we don't have a rural area in central Loudoun. I mean, it's gone. The sod farm was gone a few years ago. But with so initiatives like that were stunning and shocking to some members of the board when this was revealed just 2 days ago. I've been working on that for 5 years. I rest my case as far as Concora. I mean, there's so much that needs to be done. You mentioned 3 letters, and people get shaky. CDA, CDA. So I mention it a lot because people don't understand. CDAs are what funded Loudoun transportation called the Dulles Town Center, and then reaped a fantastic economic model, the likes of which we have not seen. We spent $500,000 on police and work over there just to have a station to take care of the criminals that are coming in. Well, use that we're reaping millions and millions of dollars.
So just to be clear,
in tax revenue.
You're in favor of Concora. You're a yes vote.
I am looking at this from the 80-20 ratio. Right now, the 80-20 ratio is what I look at every day. To keep the taxes down, you have to relieve the 80% of the revenue coming from residences. And if I'm a true conservative, if I'm a true believer in the people of Loudoun, if I genuinely want relief to the 80% that are paying for this gigantic budget, I have to look at all aspects of spending, cutting, and revenue. And revenue is critical. And if I can't get that revenue, if I'm not relieving a percentage or two, and we're talking about $10 to $20 million increments, if I'm not collecting that $10 to $20 million increments at every meeting, or at least every quarter, there's no hope for this board or this government. So Concora represents, to me, using CDAs, using agricultural department loans, using sports, using the symphony. It represents a vision for the future that could actually generate income and achieve that Class A marketing, that Class A market that you see very rarely occur in the region.
It is, the Concora project is worth developing while running up a debt for the county. You're okay with that?
I think that the debt issue is false, because for a long time we have had a companion debt that no one has heard about. No one in Loudoun has ever once mentioned factually the CDA debt from Dulles Town Center. They're afraid. They're frightened. They're fearful that the truth will get out about the Dulles Town Center. So they ignore, and whenever I bring it up, they act like I didn't say anything. The facts are staff is playing to an ideological liberal elite that is statist in nature and is anti-prosperity and essentially wants to enslave the 80% that pay the residential taxes at 80% of the budget. So the residents of Loudoun will see economic slavery forever. If they're fearful of a debt that doesn't exist, if they perpetrate the lie, if they push the lie often enough, enough people will believe that the lie is that there's a danger to the debt from a CDA. There is no danger to the CDA. Nobody talks about the millions of dollars that were built with the CDA at the Dulles Town Center because they're going shopping there. You're driving on a road built on debt. Oh my goodness. Oh, please don't drive over to the store to buy a new pocketbook. Don't go there to buy a new jacket. Don't go there to buy a ring. Don't do whatever it is you do at the mall. Don't do it because that road was built on a debt. Oh my goodness, you might actually gain weight It might be fattening or hurt your cholesterol.
Do you think Sterling is under attack, or you're under attack by illegal immigrant groups and homosexual groups and gays and?
I think there are special interests that want to take the job of a supervisor and elevate it to cabinet level. I'm not going to complain about that. If there are people in the United States that want to take the job of a single supervisor and elevate it to some presidential level office, why would I be opposed to that? I've already told you that this is the most important job in the United States. I tried to convince you of that. You laughed.
Do you
think that that's a joke. This job that I have to my enemies out there who make sport of my statements or single me out as some exception, I say to them, part of the mix.
Do you think you've been, which is, do you think that and this gets to Crystal's question in the petition, do you think the attention that you have brought upon yourself in these comments inhibits your ability to do the job that could be done by somebody who did not make those kind of comments and elicit that kind of reaction on hot-button issues?
Yes. But it's politics is a 51-49 situation. I mean, if 51%, 50% plus one vote for me, I get reelected, I have the mandate. I don't take any vote for granted. Just because somebody votes against me doesn't mean I'm not going to work as hard for them as I should. Just because they think I'm incompetent or whatever it is, the negative issue for them is whatever. I did something wrong. I mean, you're doing something wrong coming into the office. I mean, you're taking the right lane, you're hogging the right lane coming in. Everybody does something wrong. Somebody's going to take an issue with whatever you're doing. If a majority of people decide that I'm doing all right and doing okay, then my effort is there, and then I'm willing to correct myself. Yes, you're asking me if I'm willing to correct myself on the give and take of tremendous national focus and national issues that has brought an improvement to Sterling. And on all these issues, I didn't say I don't. I said I very carefully monitor everything I do, but I'm in politics. I'm not in sainthood.
Your concern regarding the immigrant community seems to be rooted on crime issues. What is your objection to the gay community and to people of that lifestyle?
Similar.
Go on.
It's in their best interest that there not be federal legislation marking them.
I don't understand what you mean.
Well, I don't think that has my job. As a supervisor, we passed a law that nobody understands, and how can they implement it? Mm-hmm. And that the Attorney General himself disagrees with, and that the Governor himself can't rightly use that same standard in his own government. So I think that we stick with our traditional values, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
So you don't have any, on a personal basis, you don't have any objection to people in the gay community at all?
No. Okay. There's always been policy or law. That's all it's been, policy or law, and all the other stuff, the issues that come before Washington, the issues that I do in my other job, it has to do with Senator Kennedy, Congressman Frank proposing legislation that I disagree with. And I don't see how that affects the people of Sterling. I mean,
do you affiliate more with the Republican Party or the Tea Party movement?
I am a American first. That's why I wear this goofy flag pin.
But you're also a Republican
I put that
supervisor.
I put that above the Loudoun seal. You notice?
But you're also a Republican supervisor, not just a
American.
supervisor.
I'm an American first.
So
always an American.
Republican Party versus.
I happen to be a Republican.
Mm-hmm.
A Reaganite, right? I'm a Reaganite. I was Reaganite before there was Reaganites. I was Tea Party before Tea Party was cool. Find out if I'm embracing the Tea Party movement.
That's right.
I think that I've been talking many of the elements of the Tea Party for the entire 10 years I've been in public office. Okay. I mean, I was there before they were. I mean, thank God the Tea Party has arrived. I need some help.